Celestial Guardians launched on April 30th, bringing us one of the most diverse metas we've ever seen in Pokemon TCG Pocket. With the two packs featuring both Solgaleo and Lunala, we got some of the best cards we've ever seen in the game. Yo, what is going on today, guys? So we are 2 days away from the new mini set as I'm recording this, and it is time for the tradition of the best and the worst from the newest set. So yeah, this set brought us some of the best cards we've seen in a minute, and let's just dive into it. So obviously we're going to start with the grass types, and I think it should be very obvious. You can see him right there, man. The best grass type gonna have to be the Decidueye EX. So Decidueye EX is 170 HP. It's a stage 2. Doesn't matter because we have the addition of the rare candy in this set. 2 energy for 80 damage, and then you also have Pierce the Pain for 2 colorless. So technically you could splash Decidueye into a non-grass deck. Nobody really does. Maybe in the future though we can, but you can attack something in the bench. Obviously, it also can be anywhere on the field, so it also can be the active spot for 100 damage. Yeah, so just having the ability to do 100 damage to something in the bench, and obviously, you know, even in the active spot for turn 3, very solid card. And only 1 retreat cost, dude. And plus, with the addition of the Leaf Cape and obviously Erica and Lily, Decidueye, bro, kind of hard to knock out sometimes. But as always, if the best Pokemon is an EX, I will also include a non-EX Pokemon if there actually is a good one from that type. So for the best non-EX grass type, I'm actually going to give it to Lurantis. So it was either Lurantis or Alolan Executor. Like, you also could have chose Serena. I feel like that's not the correct way to pronounce it, dude, but like the onion thing. But I feel like that kind of fell off. Plus it's a coin flip at the end of the day. So I chose Lurantis because we have seen Lurantis Decidueye builds doing very good in competitive play, such as like tournaments and stuff. I haven't really ran into Lurantis on ranked, but I feel like out of all the cards, it was the most solid, and it was paired with the Decidueye, which is already strong. So I decided to include it. Alolan Executor is like funny, but it's also a coin flip. So yeah, so what Lurantis does is a stage 1 for 90 HP for 1 energy. Petal Blizzard basically does 20 damage to everything on your opponent's side of the field, both active and the bench. Which the reason it's paired with the Decidueye obviously is because the Decidueye can't snipe the bench for 100. So you have a Lurantis, you do 20 to everything, bro. It's basically just a stronger Spirits Home. That's a stage 1. And then you attack, bro. You bring the Decidueye, and then you start sniping the bench stuff that they're probably trying to set up on. And yeah, it's just a very strong combo if you can't get it working. Obviously, Lurantis is a stage 1. Sometimes you just can't draw into it. And obviously, Meowscarada Decidueye is better, but it's still a very cool and strong combo at the end of the day. So I decided to, yeah, like I said, I just decided to choose Lurantis as the best non-EX. And for the worst grass type, dude, I'm actually going to give it to Golisopod or Golisopod. And very sad about this. One of my favorite Pokemon actually in the main game is like, I think it's like my second favorite bug type, first being Crustle, bruh. But so real quick before I go into it, like we can look at this list, and yes, I could have chose something like Maractus for like 2 energy for 40 because we have stuff like Farfetch'd or like something like this Shiinotic. But the thing about Golisopod is, one, it's the stage 1, and it's for 3 energy. It's only doing 60 damage. You can do an additional 60, so up to 120. So this Pokemon has to go from the bench to the active spot to get that 60 damage. So it's like, okay, it's already a stage 1. It's 3 energy. That's already a lot. It only does good if you retreat something into it. And then if we look at the first evolution of it, so if we look at Wimpod, so Wimpod is a 70 HP basic. You know, that's all right. The ability Wimp Out during the first turn, this Pokemon has no retreat cost. Definitely needed, as you see, 3 retreat cost, bro, on a basic. That's just crazy. And then 3 energy to attack. So basically, Wimpod is useless. They want you to have, like, I don't know, man, like for Golisopod, you want to switch out the active and then go into this guy. But you can only retreat this guy on the first turn. So there's no way to have like a Wimpod in the active spot, set up a Golisopod, and then switch into it. I think they should have gave this guy a no retreat cost. That's honestly what I believe it should have been. I don't think it should have been only on the first turn. But essentially, bro, like you're never gonna do this. Yes, you can use like the fossil tech. And like use superior, bro. It's just not worth it, bro. It's just simply not worth it for the like 120 damage. Go play Masquerada or something, bro. Just go play Masquerada, or like there's like so many other options. Like just go play on Mega, go play even the Buzzwole coming out, bro. It's just simply garbage. Too much setup, and you're never realistically gonna use this guy more than twice, probably a 120 attack. So moving on the fire types, dude, usually fire types like get shafted. They usually get like no Pokemon. Actually a decent amount of Pokemon this time. And we actually have some very strong picks. So for the best fire type, dude, I'm actually gonna pick Incineroar. So I actually think low-key the best are tied. I feel like a lot of people can guess what the second best one is, but Incineroar, 180 HP, very tanky. 1 energy is very nice, you know, because you can go first next turn with the rare candy and actually start attacking for 50 damage because the 30 does burn them. Possibly 70, you know, if the burn doesn't go away and they don't retreat that Pokemon, evolve it or use like a Pokemon Center lady. Then for 3 energy, you have Scar, Charge, Smash, 80 damage. But if you have damage on you, which most likely is going to happen, Incineroar is not going to get one shot by a lot of things in this meta. You do 140 damage, which is just very solid because you know the Fire Fang will stack up by the time you build up to it. And yeah, only a 2 tree cost, nothing too crazy. Plus, like both Blitzen and Torracat do pretty good damage. Like Blitzen does 30, Torracat does 40. So if you don't even have to use a rare candy, like you do build up to him, bro, like he actually does like very respectable damage, like evolving into it. And yeah, it's just a very solid card, dude. Especially with the introduction of rare candy. So the second best one, honestly, I think they're tied. I was actually gonna just put Turtonator as the best, but I do want to give Incineroar credit because I do think it's still very strong. So Turtonator is a 120 HP basic, which is very good. For 3 energy, Fire Spin, 90 damage, but you do discard an energy when you attack for tree cost, which is like the only downside of Turtonator. But Turtonator has the unique partner of a support card, Kiawe. So what this support card does is you choose one of your Lona, Marowak, or obviously Turtonator, and you put 2 energy on that card and you end your turn. So going first, Turtonator can attack on your very next turn for 90 damage. Honestly, knocking out most things that is not a basic EX Pokemon such as Darkrai or Giratina. Even those will get 2-shot before they can even get time to set up if your opponent doesn't have potions or a way to swap them out. Yeah, so essentially Turtonator is just very good offensively. It is a very good way to deal with Oricorio in these EX stacks such as Charizard EX and Incineroar. And it's one of the cards, dude, I discovered on like day 1 and I just thought it was very strong and it continued to be strong. Not the most represented because you know you do have to draw the support card plus Turtonator, so it is a 2-card combo. But at the end of the day, man, this card can be super broken if you do get it going first. And for the worst fire type, dude, there's a couple options, but I'm gonna go over this Oricorio, and the reason for this is because it's 70 HP, you know, pretty decent. It's 2 energy for only 40 damage, and it has the unique ability to discard a random energy from both active Pokemon. And basically, I think if it discarded a random energy from only your opponent's Pokemon, I wouldn't mind it. But because it does discard one from both it and your opponent's, you're going to be stuck in a situation where you have to constantly put energy on this Pokemon, meaning you're going to have to play a Pokemon that ramps itself up. And I don't know, man, it's just, I don't think it's that useful at the end of the day. Plus it is 2 energy, bro. So like, there's a possibility, dude, if you go first, you might like never even set this thing up to attack before it just gets knocked out anyways. So it's like ability is useless. So that's why I chose Oricorio as the worst in the set. Like, you could argue that the Salazzle is also in the same situation and it's the stage 1, but at least it poison and burns, dude. So at least it does like 60 damage for sure energy, bro. And plus can be very annoying. And this Arcanine, like, I could have chose the Arcanine, but I'm gonna be honest, bro, it's just pack filler, bro. I kind of don't like choosing the pack fillers because like, then like every bad card would just be a pack filler. Marowak was like a close option, but at least Marowak can do stuff. Plus it has Kiawe, bro. I feel like this Oricorio, bro, I'm never seen it get used, and I don't think I ever will. So next up for the water types, dude, I'm gonna be honest, water types been pretty mid this season, and honestly, I don't really find a lot of these cards very strong. Like, yes, a Rockrunnid has access to the very strong support card that is basically a Sabrina or a Cyrus, but you get to choose the target. But for the best, I'm just gonna go with Crabdominal. So Crabdominal is basically Executor EX, but on your first turn, you're guaranteed to do a 40 damage. And then on the following turns, you just do 80 damage every single time. And yeah, it even has 160 HP, 3 retreat cost. It's literally just a water type Executor. And I'm gonna give it the best to it because turn 1, you know, you can start doing things. Plus, you know, there's not really a lot of options. And Manaphy is like so bad in this meta that Crabdominal is like the only low energy water type in this set, so I'm just gonna give it to it. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think there's really a good non-EX water type. I really don't even think Crabdominal is that amazing. But if I had to give it to someone, bro, like, it's either gonna be Crabdominal or Loki Pyukumuku, bro. Surprisingly, like, Loki might be the best just because it does 50 damage when you do knock it out. And for the worst though, I'm gonna go with Cloister. I was so close to putting a low and Ninetales in here, but at the end of the day, dude, at least the low and Ninetales can attack like once. But Cloister is a stage 1 for 2 energy, 50 damage, not amazing. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes minus 20 damage from attacks, and you only have 110 HP. You're probably still getting 2-shot either way. I don't know, it's a 3 tree cost, dude. There's just not a lot going for it. And like, the reason I wanted to put a low on Ninetales, bro, is because like, I don't know, like 3 energy for 60 damage. Like, yes, you do have the yellow and Vulpix to charge it up. I don't think that's strong either, but at least you do ramp yourself up, I guess, technically. I think low-key they're both garbage. And it pains me to say it, low on Ninetales is literally one of my top 10 Pokemon of all time. But I think Cloister is a little bit worse because at least, you know, Blizzard does do damage to it does 20 damage to the bench and does at least 10 more damage, where Cloister is doing 50 damage and is just not doing anything at all. So next up for the electric types, we possibly got one of the strongest cards in the game in the form of this fucking bird that I hate. So we have Oricorio, 70 HP. It cannot take any damage from Pokemon that are EXs. This card single-handedly made Darkrai Giratina not the best deck anymore. Obviously, Darkrai Giratina is still a strong deck, but it's not the uncontested that it was last season. Then 2 energy for Zap, just a very solid card, and it literally is just annoying as hell. Basically forcing a lot of decks to play non-EX Pokemon. Like, EX only decks basically can't exist anymore because of this goddamn bird. And yeah, it's usually played with like something like Greninja or Magnezone, and it's just very annoying, man. It's like some decks, it really is just hard to kill. Next up for the worst, I chose Lone Golem. I was going to choose Vigavolt, but at least Vigavolt, man, like, is low energy. Where like Lone Golem is 160 HP, a stage 2, but it's 4 energy for 150 damage. Pretty solid, dude. But Scar 2 energy from this Pokemon. It's just like, you attack one. I'm gonna be real, bro. You attack once, you're probably never attacking like again. Like, yes, you have Pachirisu, but like, I don't know, man. Like, what deck are you playing like where your opponent's gonna let you Pachirisu like 20 times on this Lone Golem? I just don't think it's good. I really just don't think it's that good. Like, if you can get a setup with a lot of energy, obviously it will start nuking stuff, but it's just like, there's a lot better Pokemon you can play for like 150 damage where you just don't need to discard your energy. I don't know. Like, it's not like unplayable, but like, I don't know, man. It's just too much setup, and realistically, I don't think you're gonna be able to like set this guy up for like more than 2. Like, Pachirisu, like, you can probably set him up for like 1 attack before your Pachi faints, and then like, what do you put another Pachi and then set him up again, and then like expect him to get 3 KOs and not die? I just kind of don't see it, man. But like, I don't think he's like super bad, bro. Like, to be honest, because like the only other option is like Loki alone. Raichu could have been one of those. Like, alone Raichu could have been the worst. So is Vigavolt. But like, they're not like unplayable bad. Where like, I actually feel like electric types are like pretty solid. Obviously, we have this Helios for like a stage 1 that's 40 damage, but like, it's pack filler plus. Yeah, it's just pack filler, bro. So I didn't want to include it. Plus, Topper Coco saw a little bit of play, and then Togedemaru technically can do 80 damage on turn 1, so it can be funny. So I just chose a Lone Golem basically because I don't think you're gonna be able to set it up a lot. So next here for Psychic types, dude, we got some of the best cards in the game, and I think we all know who it's gonna be. The best card is going to be Tapu Lele, being possibly the best deck in the game, being Tapu Lele, Greninja, Giratina, or the more popular Giratina, Tapu Lele, Magnezone that was like kind of popping up like the last couple of days of ranked. Yeah, so essentially it's just a very solid card, dude. I mean, 90 HP, 1 energy attack, and this deck does 20 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each energy attached. So for example, they soak that Charizard, man, you're going to be doing 80 damage. You know, if they only have the 4 until they put the 5th, they put that 5th one on, bro. Tapu Lele comes in 100 damage, bro, back to back. Snipes Giratina trying to set up on the bench. Snipes just anything trying to set up on the bench, dude. And dude, it's just a very solid card because it is psychic, so you can't pair it with Giratina. Charge up Giratina very fast. Start sniping with Tapu Lele, Sire something in, and then boom, Giratina knocks it out. And it's weak to metal, which is way better than being weak to something like Dark. Even though Dark types, really, you don't see them besides Darkrai. But the only metal types you really see are like Solgaleo and Skarmory, where like Skarmory would 2-tap you either way, and Solgaleo obviously would just 1-shot you. But for the worst, dude, we actually had like a little bit of like kind of like bad cards, but the worst one is going to be Necrozma. I already know what they wanted. They said, okay guys, Lunala, Necrozma, that's going to be the deck that you want to play. But unfortunately, bro, Necrozma, 120 HP, For 4 energy, 120 damage. During your next turn, this Pokemon can attack. Okay. So it's just 4 energy, man, and then you can attack on the next turn. Like, yes, you could swap it out, and then like for like it's not even kind of as an Ultra Beast, dude, because the Ultra Beast concept isn't out yet. So even if like Cell is still up, right, you wouldn't be able to swap it out and then swap it back in. It's just bad. Like maybe if it could attack multiple turns, it could be decent. I still don't think it would be that good. 2 retreat cost on top of that. Basically so much energy just to attack once and then die, because it's just there's no point. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, attack a Leaf out and then attack a, it's just, there's some, like, literally just play Giratina, bro. Just go play like any other psychic type that's like useful. So next up from the fighting types, dude, we have one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, my very first shiny, Rockruff's evolution. Fortunately gonna be the nighttime, though I really prefer the day version. But so this deck definitely saw a lot of competitive play, especially being combined with Rampardos early on in the meta. So it is a stage 1, which is cool because Rockruff actually searches this Pokemon. Like, it searches the evolution piece, which is really cool, meaning it can thin your deck out and you can find it very fast. But it's 100 HP, 2 energy, Blood Fang for 50 damage. But if your opponent's active Pokemon actually has more HP remaining than Lycanroc, so if it has above 100 or like whatever HP you are at when you are attacking, for example, if you do get like hit down to 20, your opponent's Pokemon has more than 20, you're gonna start doing 100 damage for 200, which is just, you know, very solid. Plus, because like Rockruff can actually search this, you know, it just made the Rampardos deck like really cool, because like you have Rockruff, like you guaranteed the start because you're playing Rockruff only in the fossils. So you start Rockruff, you search out the deck for the Lycanrocs, and then you thin the deck, and you could hopefully find the Skull Fossil easier. But for the worst fighting type, dude, I'm going to give it to Mudzel. I don't understand what is with Pokemon Pocket in releasing ground types for 4 energy, bro. We do not have ramp up besides that monkey, and that monkey is not good, dude. Stop. They do it with Rhyperior, they did it with Tyranitar. Just stop. Make them actually good. But we have Mudzel, a stage 1. First off, I just hate Mudzel, bro. I said it before. I hate horses, man. But 4 energy, high horsepower, strong card in the actual, or strong move in the actual game, 140 damage. But this Pokemon does 40 damage to itself. So you're going to be setting up this Pokemon for 4 turns at minimum. Then you attack once, you put yourself in range of being KO'd by almost anything in the game after 4 turns, and then you die. I just do not understand why they keep printing these garbage fighting cards for high energy. I don't even want to look at it anymore, bro. Let's go into the next type. Okay, so next up for the dark types, I'm going to be real, bro. They're all kind of bad. They're all kind of bad. I'm not going to give any one of these the best slot. Alone Muck technically is the best, but is it good? Has it seen meta play? Not so far. Not yet. And I just don't want to give it. I don't want to be fake. I don't want to just, you know, choose one to choose one. None of these cards are really good. If I had to choose the worst part, probably Garbodor, because it's a 3 energy to poison. We just have better poison cards. And it's as simple as that, man. I just, like I said, bro, I don't want to be false. I don't want to give you guys a fake opinion. But if I had to choose the best, it would be Muck EX, which is 3 energy, you do 80 damage, and you basically give them a random special condition. I don't think it's good, but it is something, dude. And where like these cards are like kind of nothing. Absol could low-key be like, could have been strong if it was like, I feel like 1 energy. But besides that, man, I mean, it's just a whole lot of mid. Even this low in Persian, bro, the thing's hideous. It's just garbage. So next up for Steel types, bro, we have one of the strongest EX Pokemon added to the game, being a very scary offensive threat. Solgaleo, so 180 HP with the ability Rising Road. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the bench, you may switch it with your active Pokemon. So this is really cool because you don't have to waste an energy or like an XP or like a Leaf to be able to swap out once you do get them set up with the rare candy. Then Soul Breaker, 120 damage for 2 metal. This Pokemon also does 10 damage to itself, which is like kind of like the only thing that sucks about this Pokemon, because sometimes that can be the downfall of this card if you don't have something like a Giant Cape or a Lily. But essentially, bro, play Skarmory with this card and then you're good. So I don't think the metals have a second best non-Steel type. I will give credit to Excadrill and Escavalier because they did see play at some point with Solgaleo, but everyone kind of just went back to Skarmory just because Skarmory is like the best Steel type to play. But I don't think they're bad. I just don't think they're as good that they deserve like the best slot. Anyways, for the worst, bro, I'm gonna just give it to Klefki. I'm gonna be real, bro. Draw a card. These cards don't really see play anymore because we have Iono, and Pokecom. Back in the day, you know, we have Meowth, and I have not seen Meowth being played, dude, since like maybe Mythical Island, if I even saw it being played back then. Yeah, we just have like actual consistency cards now, dude. We're like drawing a card, like it's cool, but we just don't want to waste a Pokemon and like a we don't want to give our opponent like a free KO just to draw a card. Plus, like I feel like if we really wanted to use something like this, we'd probably use like Shattered, because we would be able to draw multiple cards. Like it's not really bad technically, dude, but it's just no one really plays these type of cards anymore. So yeah, that's it for the metal types. Next up, Dragon. I mean, we only have 4. I'll give it the best to Drampa. So Drampa is 100 HP, basic, and 2 colorless, and Berserk 20 damage. But if any of your bench Pokemon have damage on them, this deck is also attack does 50 damage. So you can do 200 for 70 damage if something in your bench does have damage. Decent, cool. People were like taking this in, bro, a little bit in decks, but as definitely a way to deal with Oricorio as well. But no one really plays it that much anymore. But like it is solid. It's all right, man. Then we have the worst. I'm just gonna give it the Como because it is a stage 2 for lightning and fighting. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 30 more damage. I actually think it would have been a solid card if I didn't have that. Like, I don't know why you'd want to take more damage. And you know, it's like, yes, you have Rare Candy, but the consistency of getting 2 energy back to back is always like a problem with these Dragon types. Plus, if you're gonna be playing like a Dragon type, just go play not Dragonite but Garchomp, because it's just way better. So next up we have the colorless type, and dude, the only good one is going to be Kamala, because it was slotted in the Darkrai Giratina as a way to deal with Oricorio. So for 2 energy, does 70 damage, 90 HP, you know, solid. With the ability, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, whenever you have energy, it does go to sleep. So you basically never want to like set up this thing in the active spot. Like you can. So like basically, if this is in the active spot, you set 2 energy up, you won't be able to attack right away because it will be asleep. Although you can use a Pokemon Center Lady to wake it up. So that is like the cool tech option, and it's like literally only there for Oricorio. But like going second, like 70 damage, but also can be decent. I actually have lost to Komala before, with Masquerade and Decidueye, because I got red carded. I got red card and then Mars back to back with Sprigatito. I couldn't get a Leaf Cape, and then my opponent just went on the offensive with Pokemon Center Lady Komala, and I just could never recover, bro, because they knocked out my thing. I had like no energy advantage, and then yeah, it just kind of like GG's from there. So yes, it's a very solid card. That's basically just a tech option in Darkrai Giratina. For the worst, bro, it was kind of hard to choose some. So we have this Tauros for 3 energy. First off, you know, the old Tauros is just better. That does more damage to X Pokemon, but 50 damage. But flip a coin of heads, this attack does 50 more damage. So 3 energy for 100, possibly. Just better things to play. We have the Solution, which does 30 more damage to Dark type Pokemon, meaning it will do 50 damage for 1 energy. Just go play Skarmory or like even like Farfetch'd, dude, for the consistency. And then we have Beware, which is 4 energy, 130 damage. You attack, but then you are confused after, bro. So it's like, there's a lot of bad cards, I'm gonna be real. So I just didn't want to choose one when there's like 3 bad ones. Anyways, moving on to the item types for our candy, dude. You know, it's literally meta changing, meta defying. Best old card, Leaf Cape, absolutely broken, letting Decidueye go to 100, 200. Masquerade at 170. The best supporter card is going to be, I want to put Guzma, bro. Could also be Lily. I think they're tied, but Guzma is useful in every single deck where Lily is only used in stage 2 decks. Next up for the best full art, in my opinion, obviously at the end of the day this is just art, so it's my opinion. This Rockruff, bro, is tough. It's just beautiful, bro. It's like literally one of the most beautiful illustrations I've seen on a card in this game. So that's why I'm going to choose this. I also really like some of the other ones, like Vulpix, but I gotta give them about Rockruff, bro. My first shiny ever. Best 2-star, bro. Biased opinion, Decidueye. Best full art support card, I really like her, the one that you guys use with Mimikyu. I like the background, the way like it pops, like, you know, like with her already color palette. I think Guzma goes hard. I think Guzma is tough. I think Lily's also cool. I think here, I think Loki, I think all of them are kind of tough, bro. I think all of them are kind of good, besides this guy, just because I don't like him. But that's just, I don't know, man. Something about him, bro, pisses me off. It's probably because like every time I would get like an RC's week, they always just pick it back up. But best rainbow, bro, we got to go with the Sniper. We got to go with the Sniper, bro. Just one of the best rainbows in the game, if not the best. Obviously, Lunala and Solgaleo are also really good too, and Incineroar even. Lily full art, bro. The ocean is just simply beautiful. The way the sun is glistering, bro, on the water. Best shinies, you got to go for the Venusaurs. Yeah, so like the new stuff's going to come out, dude. We're going to be doing hard. I'm going to stream after work because I unfortunately do work Thursday, and I don't want to call in sick because I called in sick last time. But I'm going to be streaming the new pack 3, new videos, daily videos, streams, and just, you know, stuff like deck profiles, discussions, tournament, and ranked gameplay. So if you do want to look forward to that, if you haven't subbed already, I would appreciate it. We are super close to 900. Anyways, I think that does it, and peace out and have a lovely day. And I guess, like, let me know if you guys have like different opinions for some of the slots that I did choose. And yeah, peace out, have a lovely day once again.